it'll be 2 weeks next week, since I have been back from vacation with my family. And I will tell you, I have come in this room several times since we have been back, and I just have not been able to get my mind clear enough to start anything in this room. I had plans for sewing in July, and those plans are probably still going to be able to go forth. I'm slow right now. I'm like really doing my best to get myself back into a rhythm. I feel like whenever I come back from vacation, um, I need another vacation. Isn't that crazy? Like, you go away, you feel revived, you feel refreshed, um you feel free, and then you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed and I need to get away again. But only because, like, for me, it's like just trying to wrap my mind around getting back into a rhythm. Since I've been back from vacation, really it's been all about work. It's been work, um, washing clothes, um, just doing everything but sewing. No sewing. One day I was able to pull out my plans, pull out my patterns, and actually look at the pattern and read it, um, to know what I need to do in the pattern. But I think I did that before vacation, but I was away, my mind was free, I forgot where I left things off. So I did go back and redo that. But that's all I've been able to do. That's it. And I'm sitting here now in my room, and I've got fabric over here. I've got some scattered plans on my table, some fabric there, pattern instructions there. I've got this bag of zippers that I purchased from Joann, because I have a project or two or three or four I want to work on that will require zippers. Yeah, I've got lots of patterns on my floor that need to be organized and put away. Now, these are the patterns that I told you all that I was going to pay my daughters to help me organize. Well, they haven't even thought about helping to get that organized yet. So I thought maybe offering them a little bit of compensation was going to help motivate them to help me get these organized, but that's not working. So I will probably end up having to do that myself. Today is my Friday, my last day of work before the weekend. And yeah, I'm just trying to think, where do I go from here? I've got some time this evening. I'm not sure how much time I have, but I do have some time this evening. My youngest daughter is at her friend's house working on a summer reading book program, a report that they have to do based off one of the books of the Bible. So she's doing that today. My oldest is she's here, but she's in her room minding her business, and I'm gonna let her do that. And my husband, he just left out to get us dinner for this evening, and he will come back in and go back out to get some work done this evening. So it looks like I have a little bit of wiggle room to get some sewing done, or to get something done. I probably will not be sewing like at my machine, but at least get in here and try to get things organized, or work on these patterns here, or put that fabric away, or maybe even try to cut out my my pattern pieces for my my next projects. So what am I gonna do? I still don't know. I think I have been thinking a lot about getting 3 pieces of garments done this month in July. And I think one of my problems with getting those started is not just trying to get back into a rhythm after vacation, but I'm coming to realize that my least favorite part of the sewing process is probably cutting out the pattern pieces. That's the part. I love everything about touching the fabric. Everything that requires me to actually touch my fabric and manipulate the fabric, I love. But Reading the pattern instructions, I mean, I guess I can say I like that part, but you know, when it comes to having to cut out patterns, I don't think I like that as much anymore. So let's just see what I decide to do in this room this evening while I have a little bit of space, energy, and time. Okay, so what I've done so far is it's not much, but it's something. I did get my daughter to, she confirmed that she still pretty much would like to be my assistant in helping me get these patterns organized. So I've just done my best to just organize that space a little bit. And I took my fabric off the floor. I had it in bags. I purchased some fabric while I was away. And now I'm just trying to decide, I'm trying to determine. My husband just informed me that he's headed out to get his work started. So that's great. But yeah, I forgot where I left off. But yeah, I was just trying to decide whether or not I want to continue, or no, I'm trying to decide what I want to work on first in terms of my pattern. So here's the thing. There are 3 things I want to sew: a pair of shorts, a sleeveless cardigan, and a shearing, I think I'm saying that correctly, a shearing top slash dress. So I know that the shearing dress or top will be very easy to do because the fabric has already been sheared, like it already has that stretch on it. All I have to do really is like determine the measurement, sew it up, and it's done. But although it sounds like it's going to be pretty easy to put together, I do want to go online this evening or at some point and look at some videos to see exactly what that would look like in terms of making it. I think there's only really one seam and finishing off the raw hem on the bottom. That's about it. But again, I want to make sure I'm not overlooking something that might not be so simple in that process. So yeah, I want to get that done so that I'm able to wear the dress or shirt really soon, like within the next day or two, next 2-3 days or so. And then I also have to get my patterns cut for the sleeveless cardigan and the shorts. So I'm just really trying to decide what I want to do first. But since dinner is here, I am actually starting to get a little bit hungry, so I'm going to go downstairs, have my dinner, think this over some while I'm having dinner with my daughter, and I will come back hopefully with a plan that I can execute this evening. So let's see. All right, so just had dinner. I didn't eat a whole lot, but I just had like 2 pieces of chicken, 2 wings, and a few bites of catfish nuggets, just enough to kind of satisfy my hunger for the moment. So that's done, and I've got my little drink here. I love a decent like half and half. That's like one of my favorite drinks, so I got half and half here. It's probably more than what I need to have, but I got that. So I think I am going to I am going to go ahead and get my pattern pieces cut, because that's the part I kind of am dreading the most right now. I think I should go ahead and just get that out of the way, get my patterns cut out. That way I am one step closer to getting my garments finished and hopefully completed. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out my pattern pieces for the pair of shorts I'm going to be doing and the cardigan I'm going to be making. So let's go ahead and get that process started, right? All right, so I've got this smile on my face. Let me get this camera positioned properly. Yeah. So I got a smile on my face because I was able to just under an hour get my pattern pieces cut out for the 2 patterns that I plan to work on in this month. So I think I have about 2 more weeks left in the month of July. So I'll see how far I can get into these plans, but I wanted to make sure that I shared with you all, if I had not already done so, the 2 patterns I actually cut out to work on. The first one is this McCall's. It's a Learn to Sew pattern, level 1, a pair of shorts, and the pattern itself is M8221. M8221, and I'm going to be doing view B, which is the plaid short. So I do have to add a little bit of length to the shorts because I want mine to be a little bit longer, not as long as view C, but a little bit longer than view B. So I have to add about 5 inches to my pattern. So I will do that likely once I start to cut the fabric out, I'll just add the 5 inches as a part of that cutting process. It actually requires I think, wide hem, which is about 2 inches. So I am going to lose a little bit of length once I begin to sew and do that hem. So I thought by adding an extra 5 inches that would work well for me. So I got this cut out. And then the other pattern was a McCall's Easy pattern. It's called a 1 hour cardigan. Yeah, I'll just say that. It says 1 hour cardigan, and the pattern number is M6084. M6084, and that's this one here. And while I have views C and D circled, I'm actually going to be sewing view A. I think when I initially bought this pattern, I was thinking about getting it sewn up for the fall or winter, but that never happened. So here we are in the summertime, and I figured I could do view A as a layering over a tank top, just to kind of make it summery. So I will do that. And the good thing with that is for view A, I actually can wear this in the fall as a layering piece with a turtleneck or a nice fitted shirt, so a long sleeve fitted shirt. So my plan is to make view A. And this cutting process was very straightforward. I did not think I needed to make any adjustments to this. If I look at my notes correctly, yeah, there were no adjustments that needed to be made in terms of the cutting or lengthening process. So I think I'm well on my way to get both of these started pretty soon. So I'm happy about that. So now that I have my pattern pieces cut out, I do need to go ahead and steam my patterns, press them out. That way they're nice and crisp, and they're ready and prepared for me to use them to cut out my fabric. I don't know if I will cut the fabric out today. That might be asking for a bit much, but let me see how I feel once I get this pressing done this evening. So let's go ahead and get that started. So it took me about a total of 10 minutes. So it took me about 1 hour to really, from start to finish, getting my pattern pieces cut out and getting the pieces themselves prepared for the 2 garments I plan to make in the very, very near future. I just got them hanging up here just to keep them nice and crisp and laid out pretty straight on these hangers here. So I am going to think about what's next. Okay, so upon further examination of my pattern pieces, I noticed that the cardigan, it has quite a few pattern markings that have to be transferred to my fabric. I think I saw a dart line, 2 dart lines, and just some other like basic notches and things like that. So the shorts, I think I saw just a fold line, of course, like some notches and things like that. I did see markings for pockets, but I'm not putting pockets on it, so there's no need for me to transfer those. But all that to say, because these involve transferring of pattern markings, I think that would probably be a good point for me to stop at, just getting the patterns at least cut out and ready for the fabric, because I think when I do the pattern markings, I want to make sure I have a fresh mind and I'm not tired and I don't make mistakes, or I'm just thinking pretty clear. And not just that, that's something that I like to do straight through. Like whenever I'm starting to cut my fabric, from my pattern pieces. I like to do that process from start to finish. And I feel like right as I get started, I might get a phone call that it's time to pick up my daughter from her study / play date, and I don't want to have to pivot from that part of the process. So I am not going to do that tonight. I'm going to just let that go. What I think I will do, however, is spend some time looking up some videos so that I can be prepared to work on that dress and that top I told you all I wanted to do, the shirring. I hope I'm saying that right, but it's shirring. It's the tops that you do that have the elastic or the ruching around the top, and it's called shirring. And you can purchase the fabric already done for you like that. So that's what I do have. So I think I'm gonna probably call it a night in terms of like putting my mind into the sewing and the construction of things, and just do some research and just make sure that me working on my dress is truly as straightforward as I think it's going to be. So having said that, I thank you for helping me, get into my groove of sewing and getting that motivation back in. And what are you working on? I want to know what you've been up to. It has been a minute since I've been able to chat with you all and share my plans, but I want to know what you're working on. So feel free to drop a comment below. And if you have not already subscribed and liked or shared this video, please feel free to do so. That way you and I can continue to communicate and talk about this passion and love for sewing. So until we come together again, take care and God bless.